up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Jazz Punks, party peoples, I am thrilled. Today's a good day because I got an extra day off before we recorded, so I'm feeling alive.
That's good, as opposed to feeling dead. Being alive is always good.
I sometimes we go right into this weekend. We record this show early, and so it's always you know, a little tiring, but it comes right off the weekend. But I feel like awakened. So
I feel tired
ready
still.
for the
I
weekend.
feel like I haven't slept enough. So I'm glad you feel awakened because I haven't yet awaked.
Do you get Sundays
And
off?
not this Sunday. Didn't really get this
Yeah.
Sunday off.
It's that one day. You need one day, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
You need
One day always
one
usually does
reset
me
day.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't get any days off last week though, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Real quick before we get into it, just want to say shout out to our sponsor, Crate Hackers. If you guys haven't checked that out, this episode releases on a Wednesday, so Drew and I yesterday will have just done one of the hackathons. It being the last Tuesday of the month. We always do the last Tuesday of the month. Yeah. Anything you want to say about that?
I just recommend people checking it out and signing up for the app. I mean, one of the main features with that app is being able to export a Spotify playlist and get all of those songs from that Spotify playlist into your, it goes through your whole library of all your Strato music. So you can make crates off of that. And then just having the top charts and all the other stuff and all the stuff that's coming. I really love that app. Is just so helpful and so useful. So check it
Right.
out.
There it is. If you haven't yet, make sure you use the promo code Drew and Fuse Show. It'll get you 30% off your first month of activation at Direct Music Service as well. So there's that. Now we can get into the last 2 weeks. They've been a little crazy. Well, let's start it off with not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before. You and Kevin flew into Cincinnati to hang out. The Angels were in town. The Angels played the Reds. You guys made a little trip out of it. We got to hang out Thursday, which was cool before Kevin got in.
Got into town, flew all day. I mean, that flight for me is, it's going back east, so I gained 3 hours. But once I get in, about usually like 6, just with the layovers, I get to at least grab dinner and pop around town. So took me out to a dope little restaurant. We went and saw some friends at one of the Righteous Room.
Righteous Room. We went to Fishbowl. We went to Killer Queen. We went to Stretch. All places that have DJs here in town. And we got to hear quite a few different DJs play that Thursday night.
Yeah, it's great getting into town and checking out all the DJs. I mean, it was a little bit of a slower night, but it's still good. Everyone's, playing and going in. It's good to have work.
Right.
So I like it, I get to see all the different styles. Yeah, that was cool. And then the next day, got up and it was game day. So we went, had a little breakfast and then went in to watch the game all day, which was, you were off. You weren't actually playing, but it was
right.
Fuse gave us the back tour.
The backstage tour of the press box. Yeah.
I had my pass, just, going Wayne's World style, going through everybody. Man, it was I'm impressed, man. It was pretty amazing to be able to see that for all the stuff you've accomplished. And before we get to that, we actually I got to witness for the first time the Red Leprechaun, and what a dope place. If you guys are in town, you got to stop by. They've really done above and beyond, and he's not paying me to say that. It was it was pretty dope. I was very impressed. There's all the cool little just memorabilia, I guess what I would say is like really pops out. It's like very authentic, and I feel like compared to all of the other bars on that block, it looks like the most time was put into it. So definitely check it out. The food was awesome, and I got to pound me a couple Guinnesses anytime I'm in an Irish pub.
I pounded a water that day. I was not feeling so great from the night before, and just the whirlwind of a week it had already been. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys got to see it, and thanks. I appreciate it because a lot of work did go into that place, and it's still a work in progress, as I feel like anybody probably feels about any project that they care about.
But it's because you guys want it to be best, and it shows. It really is like a notch above a lot of the other places. So, congrats on that. Then, like I said, we got the backstage tour, and that was cool seeing the announcers and just being back there. Then we just enjoyed the game, and we had it was the Angels versus Cincy. So Kevin's a huge Angels fan. I grew up with the Angels because they suck so bad. My dad always took us to the games, and so it was an interesting series. It was fun. We got smoked, and my new favorite player, what's number 44? What's his name
Ellie
on the
De La
Cincy?
Cruz.
Oh yeah, dude, this guy's just a beast. He's a beast. How many years has he been playing? I know
This is
nothing about him because I don't
technically
pay
his
attention.
rookie years this year.
Is it
He got
really?
called up late last season. Yeah. He's like
He got
22.
called up late last season. Why?
Yeah.
I don't even know how they skipped over him. This guy is just a beast, like a rookie, and he's like has more jerseys. More people had his jersey on than anyone else. For a rookie,
Right. Yeah, he's
just,
he's I think he's 22 years old.
just
Yeah,
absolute beast,
22.
just killing it. By the end of the series, I was just like voting for him. Yeah, over the crappy Angels. No, it was awesome. It was so much fun. Such a fun series.
And then Friday night, you guys got to play at Fishbowl, one of the spots that I play every Friday, our other spot, essentially. It was a good Friday. You guys got a good crowd.
So right out of the game, everyone floods the bars, and there's just a little tiny, row of bars right there. And Fishbowl was, one of the ones, and is just popping line down the street to get into all of the bars. Really, yeah, I held that line, and it was, we're gonna go over some of the sing-alongs that we did that day because I felt like sing-alongs ran that room that night. It's a party bar, so there's not a ton of room to quote unquote dance. So I think that's where the sing-alongs come in handy is you're getting that reaction,
Mhm.
right? That's
For
the
sure.
new where am I getting the reaction? So we're gonna talk about that sing-along part. It was a fun night. Kevin jumped on, or Fuse opened up, Kevin jumped on, then I played, and then Fuse went back on. And yeah, it was just cool tag teaming with everybody and just running through tracks,
Yeah.
kind of potentially burning everybody, but at the same time seeing what you could come up with after you burn the other person. So it was fun.
It's a good fun spot to play. It's always fun there. I feel like we not to pat myself on the back, but we do a good job of like playing to the crowd we want, there, which is, just fun, sing along. I think it shows like when other DJs come in, they're like, this place is so fun.
Yeah, there's a line to get in the whole night. Some of the other bars lost that line. We had a line the whole night. It was cracking. Everybody was involved, and it was super fun. And like I said, we were just kind of burning each other and going in on songs to impress one another. And then it was a great night. And then followed up, I woke up the next day and I was like, wow, we're gonna do this exact thing again. I was like, holy fuck, like that was a great night, but like we doubled down and went to the game again.
Right.
As not a huge baseball fan, I don't know that I've ever really gone to a full series before.
Right.
We didn't even go to all three games, just two.
Well, the Friday night game was crazy because that ended up being one of the quickest games ever. I think it was 2 hours and 12 minutes was the official clocked time of the game. So you guys got a quick one there. And then Saturday was even pretty quick. I want to say Saturday was under 3 hours as well. Oh, maybe like 2.5.
Well, they had the fireworks Friday too. I forgot to mention.
Yeah,
Which
that's true. You guys got to stay for
how
those.
long? It's like 30 minutes. I mean, it just kept going. We kept saying, "Is it still going?"
Yeah, I think it's an actual 15 minutes straight of fireworks that they
Hmm.
do. And it's a pretty like big show that they do every Friday.
It seemed to go exactly with the music, so they must have pre-made that set. I don't think the guy was DJing live.
Oh, it's a pre-made set that
Yeah,
the fireworks company makes, which is interesting. I've often been like, "Why don't you guys let me make it?" Like, but
yeah.
I don't.
Had my favorite song in there, "Love Shack." It was just like,
Oh,
oh
did it?
man.
A lot of times they will do themes. So I wonder. I obviously didn't get to see it because I ran out to Fishbowl to get things set up and going. But I wonder what the theme was for that Friday.
It was Tin Roof Rusted. That was the theme.
Tin Roof Rusted. Wow. That's a theme right there.
Then we did it all again Saturday, but we spun with Simo at Igby's, and totally different club. That one's 2 stories, a lot nicer. And I don't mean nicer in that it's just I feel like people dress up, right? You don't just
You're right.
walk out of the game.
It's more like bottle service type, like cocktail lounge meets
Right.
party club esque. There's no, but yes, it's nicer in the sense that like girls won't come there in like jeans and jerseys. They'll put on like a dress and heels to go there.
We DJ'd that, yeah. And up on the
You
second,
played there a
which
couple times before too.
I have, but I've never played on that balcony. And that's tough, dude, looking down. Because you're kind of, for me, it was like I'm looking across, keeping that crowd going, but looking down. It's just tough where the DJ booth was for me because I'm not used to it. But
Right.
it was a great night. Everyone partied, and Simo kicked it off. Kevin went on, I went on. I think Kevin ended up even going back on, but different style of music. We were playing a little bit more house, as much of the sing-alongs, but of course the sing-alongs still play a big factors in a room like that to make sure everyone's paying attention. I
Right.
think I heard Cricket say that on one of the road podcasts. It's just, the new. It doesn't matter what year the song came out. It's the energy is how much people are singing along to it. It's not so much just like, oh, that's new or that's old. It's like, does it make everybody lose their mind and sing?
I agree. I think that's definitely changed. I think it definitely used to matter about like the age of the song, where I don't feel like it matters as much
Yeah,
anymore. Yeah, you got to do it 2 nights in a row, and then you flew home right away and had to DJ some more, and I
yeah, I went right back into it.
left for Pittsburgh for Zimmy's Level Up DJ conference. Yeah, it was a whirlwind of a weekend right into that. I drove up there, which is about 4 hours, 4-hour drive from Cincy here, and that was pretty cool. A lot of different DJs there. Excel, Sonny James, obviously Zimmy. He put the thing on. Melody, starting from scratch. I'm missing a ton. Cleveland Terry was there. DJ Stress from Jetpacks was there. I know I'm missing a bunch still, but oh yeah, Shecky was there. Brett B was there. Oh, Nugget. Yep. DJ Nugget, which he owns the Gold Mark in Pittsburgh. So he's a DJ turned bar owner as well. And we got to actually hang out at the Gold Mark, and it was really cool. Really, they do a really nice job there of just overall like keeping things nice, and bar is cool. It's just a good vibe there. I really
So
enjoyed it.
this is one of the newer DJ convention meetups, if you guys will. DMS sponsored it. Zimmy put
Mhm.
on by Zimmy. Zimmy is affiliated with Pioneer, so you were telling me that there was all the Pioneer stuff was there.
Yeah, all the
Um,
Pioneer gear was there, and you could just go up and touch it like you could at any other, like the NAMM conference. They had it set up where it was all functional and usable. He also had Gene Brown there selling records, so you could during the breaks you could just go dig records, and it was at a firmatorium, so they had like an arcade area set up too. Basically, everything was in the same room, which was kind of nice because it forced you to like be attentive to when people were talking, and then like every between people talking you got like a 15-minute break, so you get to go talk to people. They had like coffee and snacks there at all times, so you could just go walk and get some coffee or something to drink. And I thought personally that was really nice because it was like, all right, we're gonna work for a little bit, we're gonna break, we're gonna work for a little bit, we're gonna break. And I enjoyed the way that was. And I think that some of the other conferences, they're just a little too much at times, where it's like, oh my god, we're going here, we're going there, we're going this, we're doing that. And it's like, it becomes less about the learning and more about the experience overall, where I'm really there for like the learning and to take something in. For me, it was good.
I've been to a lot of these conferences, and a lot of the people that you're naming, vets in the industry forever. I don't typically see at a lot of these conventions, so it sounds like this is already off to a different start than any other convention. What was one of the bigger takeaways that you had? You were there for 2 days, I think. So what set it apart, and what was like bigger? Besides that, it was just in a
I
a different
think
room.
personally that this, whether you're a wedding DJ or a club DJ, you could have gotten something out of this. Like, it was very just DJ and not so much business owner. And I thought that was cool because I feel like a lot of times DJs are really like not wanting to put their thoughts out there on how they feel at times because A, they won't want somebody to rip them off, and B, they don't want to show that they have like any vulnerability at all. Like, they don't want to feel like somebody can get one up on them. And I just felt that I was in a room full of like-minded people that all, and I feel that way at, all of them, when we're at DJC, that everybody's there because they care. A lot of times I feel like it's gotten so far away from the DJing at some of the other conferences, and not just like DJC, but like this one was very much about like the DJ, the person, you, how you feel, how, what you're doing with, music versus, growing your multi-op, and that
Well,
kind of stuff.
it is business oriented because a lot of, I mean, I gain a lot from business, so I think they try and balance it, but it does always come back to the business side of it and not the DJing thing. And that
Yeah.
was early
And I
on in
just
the DJC, one of our complaints about it.
We did a breakout session at one point, which is cool. And the way he grouped it was like guys 35 and under with guys 35 and up, and then you would have to like rotate. And we talked like there's three different topics. One was like social media, one was like how you organize your crates. One was, now I'm forgetting the last one, but I really enjoyed even like hearing the different people's thoughts and processes on, how they organize their crates and social media and things that they're doing. And it was just refreshing to hear other people sharing stuff. It was just good. I enjoyed it. I felt like it was smaller too, which is nice. I think they're 50, like with everybody involved, maybe like 50 to 75 people. I'm not sure, maybe a little more. I don't know. But around that, it was less than 100, I would think. But it was good. Everybody was attentive and like listening to everything everybody had to say when they were talking. And
Any big takeaway besides that little group meetup? Giant one that just really stuck out?
the big takeaways for me, it was just feeling like inspired when I left, which is hasn't always been the case. I haven't left a lot of conferences feeling like I got more than when I came in, and I just felt like, oh, I wanted to go home and like get to work again. And I think for me, that's the most important.
Because it was DJ related and it wasn't so focused on just a party.
Yeah, I mean, and what was cool is like Zimmy had stuff planned outside of it. We did like the night at the Gold Mark, which was cool. But before that, he took us to like this little small movie theater, and they screened the Pete Tong movie.
It's all gone, Pete Tong.
Yes, yes, yes. That was fun just to do something different. And then I skipped out on the second night events, but it was Melody because I had to come home. I had to get home. It was Melody and Rich Medina playing sets at another venue in town. So
I
that
would
was
love to
cool.
see that. Sounds amazing.
Yeah. So overall, I think it was a good event. I had, like I said, I had a good time. So I had to drive back Tuesday night to come back to be back for Wednesday where I DJ'd the Reds game, and then Thursday morning, Ashley and I left for Chicago. So we had a friend's wedding up there. So it's kind of just a long whirlwind of a long week.
Yeah, sounds like it. Well, why don't we get into these sing-alongs? I just did a wedding recently, and just doing those nightclubs. I have a couple wedding picks, and then I also have a couple club picks from all the different stuff we've been doing. So we're gonna list off some of these wedding ones. Like a few mentioned earlier, Crate Hackers has we're on Crate Hackers last night. So go back and listen to that, and we'll be talking with all of the Crate Hackers on the hackathon. So there'll be more than just these. We don't. These are just ones that we're bringing up for our show. So
Right.
you want to start it off and pick a song and tell us how you're playing it and playing out of it.
I don't know how I'm playing it and playing out of it because a lot of it's situational, but the song has been working well for me. I've been playing Fergie, Big Girls Don't Cry, which is personal. The Daft's edit that we recently made and put up on DMS. That song has been every time crushing for me in the middle of the night, middle of the set, like all the girls sing along, and that one's been great. So, in terms of what I'm playing before it and after it just kind of depends where I'm at.
Just let's say fishbowl. Let's not overthink it. Let's say fishbowl. I bet you I would probably play it in like my sing along set with like an Icona Pop, or if I was
tot-
really milking that set, it was peak hour, and I want to just throw a curveball from the obvious because everyone, you go out and you bounce around. Say we're out in at that stretch, or the banks, and
right,
I just wanted a bar hop. Well, you're. I'm not saying this is what happened, but for the most part, DJs are playing the same like 5 sing-alongs, right? So this is a
right,
great way to just throw that wrench in there and not sound exactly the same, but it fits in that set. So the
right,
bulletproofs, the Icona Pops, and
for sure. I
the
play,
clarities.
Clarity. It's in the same key as one of the Clarity mixes I play. It's in the same key as Fireball. There's a lot up at that tempo. It's just a good sing along, up tempo, a little more outside the box than some of the other ones, I feel, at least. I said outside the box, which is funny because I just heard this quote in the Dave Grohl book that I read, and he said, "Fuck the box. There should be no box. Just let it be." And I was like, "Oh, I
Well,
kinda like that."
outside of the box, meaning like I'm saying, like go bar, DJs. I want to just really put this out there because a lot of us get in our residencies, and if you're playing at a place like the Banks on Cincinnati, go and bar hop one night. Just one night that you're off. Go bar hop and you'll see that you'll see what everyone else sees is when you're walking around at 12, everyone's playing the same 4 songs, 5 peak hour songs. And this is just a song that I think is a huge sing along. Gets just as big of a reaction that wasn't, in that 5 songs the other guys are probably playing. So my pick is Cash Cash Take Me Home. Kind of the same thing. Was a massive song. At this point, it's kind of a recurrent. What
Right.
year did that come out? It's kind of 2013. So massive song. Just started bringing it back. I play it pretty quick. Hook, drop, I'm out, and it goes into out of key if you're playing in key or whatever. But you could play it with one more time or levels or a million different pop crossover style house songs. So
Right. I
um
play that one a lot too. I actually have 2 edits of it that I made that are up on the site. There's like a Black Eyed Peas "Time of My Life" that it kinda is like a bootleg of that, and then Bon Jovi "Living on a Prayer," which I play those a lot too with the "Take Me Home," and I think that's a good song as well.
yep. So your second pick?
One that I've kinda put back into the set, I have a couple different ways I play it. Sometimes I play just like the original, with an edit, of course, and then sometimes I play another version I made, which I'll talk about, but it's the Pussycat Dolls "Don't Ya." I feel like that one's been crushing for me, lately, like, again. Like, it fell
Yeah.
off for a while, and now it's really back. I
Well,
have,
what do you
an edit that I've been playing more recently when I wanna play, like, a little more if I'm playing a little more, like, clubby sounding or wanna fit it in, where it's, James Hype drums, so it's over top of James Hype drums, and it has, like, a belly dancer on the beginning, and then I have a hook first edit, as well, just that I play of the original.
I have a hook only edit set version, and then Dollar Cub did an epic intro of that as well. So yeah, it just depends how I'm going to play it. But you know what? I'll back to back it with another Pussycat Dolls when I grow up. So I play them kind of back to back. Then I'll go into Danity Kane Damaged,
Oh,
which
that's what I was just gonna say,
is
Danity Kane,
yeah, which
Kevin's
is
daughter,
huge.
her favorite song.
Yeah, it's big, and so the just kind of playing the Pussycat Dolls a little faster. I just do the hook, and then I'll go into a second one, so kind of extends it, and then into another song of that era, and that's how I've been playing it. Great
What's your
opener.
next pick?
My next pick is gonna be Akon "Na Na Na," and I specifically play the Zillionaire bootleg versus Many Few and Many Few Get Close. It just goes right into it. It has a drop, hook, drop. It does so good for me. Everyone sings along to it. Anything Akon right now is kind of crushing. So play quite a bit of Akon, but that's a
Right?
big one that
Would you
I'm
say it's crushing? Right? Nah, nah, nah.
It's exactly what I would say is how it's crushing. And I kind of play it with, say Jeremiah Down and Fergalicious and
Just
just
stuff that makes sense around it. Like, that's when that
yeah,
song came out. Like,
yeah,
all that stuff crushed it. It makes sense that that's how you play it.
right.
So,
So no, and that's just another one. It's just a little out of the box, trying something different, bringing something back. So
one that I've been playing recently that I've again brought back. Even Steve did an edit of this, and that's the only version I play. David Guetta and Nicki Minaj, "Wear Them Girls," and it's
really,
basically it goes into the hook and then to the Nicki Minaj verse and then the hook, and I've been playing that all the time, and it's been crushing for me.
all right, I'm gonna add that because that whole album, there's so many of that songs. That whole Get It album at one point was just like every single track was huge, and I totally forgot about that track. It had gotten shelved into the bouquet toss era. That was like a substitute Beyonce, so for
Uh-huh.
so long that I was playing it. So that's an interesting one. I'll throw that one in there. It's a good little sing along.
Yeah, I like that one. It's been working for me. So again, that one plays in all the ones we've kind of mentioned. I play it around the other ones. It's all kind of situational. I like that one because if I'm playing a little more housey and I kind of want to get out of it, play more pop. That's more of like one of those transition tracks where it's like housey but more poppy. So that's how I use it as like a tool sometimes.
EDM Nikki.
Yeah, EDM Nikki.
Rapping faster than she already is rapping.
Nikki, nah, nah, nah. Like, it's like, what? Oh my god.
Just say the same word 20 times,
Yeah.
and wrap the same word with the same word. They were good. I love Nikki actually. So my third pick here, it's actually an even Steve one as well. Morgan Wallen versus Avicii, Last Night versus the Knights.
Oh, so
And I
good.
I know Fraser did one as well, and it's country EDM. If you guys just trying to fit a country song in there, especially you wedding guys, I played it at my last wedding this weekend, and it just kills. It hasn't had a room where it hasn't just killed. So
It's
he
almost sounds
headlined
like it
Coachella.
should be like that. It's
Oh yeah,
perfect bootleg, remix, edit, whatever you want to call it. And it's in the new class that was recently coined YEDM. It's when
stop,
your country over top of EDM. It's
stop.
YEDM.
Yehadium.
EDM, boys. Let's play some EDM. You
Well,
don't
Avicii was ahead of his time on that one. So
hold on. I
yeah,
pulled
that
up this Nicki Minaj verse too off that Wear Them Girl songs, and you just got to hear the first two lines. Yo, it's PB. Who's PB Bison? 2 years ago, I renewed my license.
yeah. See, rhyming the same word with the same word. Michael Kors into Michael Kors, Kors, Michael
Exactly.
Kors, Michael Kors. Um,
She renewed her
yeah,
license though, so good for her.
she's my favorite. All right, there's my third one. Yours, fourth.
Yeah, enough. Speaking of Nicki Minaj, I'm going Nicki Minaj again. I've always liked playing the song super bass, but I've always had a hard time in my sets figuring out like how, because it comes in a little slow, and
It's awful.
when I say
I hate
slow,
it.
I mean like low energy, and so I
It might
made a
as well be
bootleg.
two different songs. It's like,
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean? Like it always
right.
bugged me because it's like the super slow hip hop song with this amazing, catchy as fuck hook.
Right. So I made a bootleg. It's the Daft's bootleg. That's the version I've been playing. It's been working very well. I feel like it's one of those, and this is what we try to do with our bootlegs, where it's like they're EDM enough to where you can play them out and it's cool, but they're not so EDM that you couldn't play them at like a corporate event or a wedding. So that's
I
that.
It's a great one. I heard a band cover this and cover bands already, but the girl trying to do Nikki's verse on this part, it was so cringy. It was so bad. It was just stop.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, that bootleg is amazing. You can play it with again this whole set we're talking about. It just goes right in that set. So number four, I'm gonna do Mac Miller spins. Major resurgence over the last year. It was, a huge song when it came out. Everyone knew it in high school, so it's just killing right now. Major resurgence, and it's off that kids soundtrack. I actually play it with Empire of the Sun. So I'll play, Walking on a Dream or Alive, some kind of, something, and then I'll go into this or vice versa, depending on where I'm
It's a
coming
little
from
more
or
like
going to.
alty sounding than like
It's
stuff. So I
super
like,
indie. Yeah.
yeah, I like trying to group it in with stuff like that. Like if I'm playing like Cherub, Doses and Mimosas, or like MGMT, like Electric Feel, like I kind of like grouping it in with that a little bit, just because, like you mentioned, it is a little more in that realm.
I have a faster version of Chance the Rapper All Night. I think Burnout with a V did that, and I'll mix it in with that just because it's hip hop with an alternative beat, so it keeps people interested. All right,
Burnout
you're
with a
number
V.
4, dude. He's killing it, man.
You're killing the
I have
game.
not met him, but I like a lot of
Same.
his stuff.
Same, I agree. There's a lot of his stuff that I'm like, "Yep, I'm keeping that one."
Yep.
So, past my number 4, I think we're on number 5, and I've been getting requests for this lately, and I'm saying it here to hopefully maybe somebody else will, say, "Hey, yeah, this has been working for me." So, I mean, I know it's not a fluke, and I played it this past Saturday, was Usher and Jeezy in this club. I wanna make love in this club. Make love in this club is usually how they request it. It freaking crushed. I loved that song so much when it came out. I just thought it was so different of a sound when it came out, and, now when I hear it, it makes me think of how dated it sounds, but I I love it still, and, yeah, it crushed for me, and, it's a different, BPM than the rest of the ones mentioned. So I played it a little differently. I feel like the Jeezy verse, if I was only gonna play one verse, the Jeezy verse is the verse to play. And I like it because if I'm playing some hip hop, or if I was playing some hip hop, like that kind of breaks it up into that more poppy, to where I can go back into some pop as well. So that is like another one of the DJ Tool songs, I say, because I like doing things that make sense.
I have not been playing that, but I need to be. And that goes into mine. That's a slower track that's down there. Keisha Cole Love
Okay.
is major sing along. I mean, you can play the original. I've seen Steve Dubb play the original at Bungalow, Long Beach, and the entire it's peak hour. The whole place is screaming at top of their lungs. So, but then there's also a cool mashup that's on DMS. It's just labeled Keisha Cole Love on DMS. It's by Double A from the Bay,
If you search
and
A and Bay, or from Bay in the search bar, it'll come up, because we talked about this one a while ago and people were commenting they couldn't find it on the site, but it is definitely on there. I'm looking at it right now. And
so that one for me is it's at 115. I like it. I mean, if I'm gonna play in the club, I'll play it early, really early, opening set, if no one's there. Or I'm just throwing it in during dinner or cocktail hour for a wedding. And I just think it's just cool enough to, get everybody kind of involved. And I really like that edit a lot. So, shout out to Double A from the Bay.
there it is. All right, that's 5 picks from each of us. We also were gonna do a little bit of a rant because you had a wedding this past weekend, and
I had
I
a
don't
wedding
know.
and you went to a wedding.
Right.
So we were comparing and contrasting how these each wedding can play out and how much I mean we already all know this, but how do you sell it? I guess is where the rant comes from is how do you sell the party? And you can't promise the bride and groom are going to dance or that all their friends are fun. But
Right.
me and Fuse's weddings were drastically different. Mine was a nightclub out of control. We were outside, had noise ordinance dances for another 2 hours. Inside, it was almost a 4 hour dance party that was just out of control. And then Fuses was quite the opposite.
I will say it was fun, but it was fun because the bride and groom were fun, the friends were fun, but it
Right.
could have been so much more fun without talking too much shit, without had the DJ just been a little more knowledgeable of DJing, I guess I could say. They were just playing songs. It could have been the couple gave them a lot of songs and they were just playing it. But sometimes as a DJ, I think it's your job to know when it's time to play those songs and time to like keep the party going. It was a long dance set too. It was like a 3-hour dance set. And that's tough at weddings sometimes, but it just shows. I think experience shows a lot of times. And yeah, I mean, I had a great time. It was nice to be off and not DJing. Boy, oh boy, I think we can all say that we know how it gets when you go to a party and you're listening to somebody else play and you're like, well, I wouldn't have done that. Well, I definitely wouldn't
So
have done that.
this is what I'll say on this is there's different styles. Okay, take that back. Like you said, it could have been the couple's requests. Okay, so
Sure.
I had my bride gave me a full list of very deep house songs. They were I liked them, but it was maybe 3 of them I could have played. I did play, but that I could have held the dance floor with. In
Right.
fact, I had the crazy aunt that kept coming up to me going like, '80s? And I'm like, the bride and groom and all their friends are losing their marbles right now, and you're telling me '80s. Like, I get it, but let them have a moment. Like, I'm playing everything here. And so being able to blend the two and not lose the floor or lose the crowd is, definitely that skill of maybe setting up a playlist and having an idea of where you're gonna go. So
Right.
knowing
Knowing what tracks you're gonna play before
right.
and after. So, I'm gonna play the '80s track, but I'm not gonna go into it right out of this or that.
Right. I'm
I'm gonna
gonna set
sandwich it
myself
in.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And,
Yeah.
that's the what makes goes from making an okay or good DJ to a really great DJ is that difference right there, in my opinion, a lot of times.
All right. So I was playing house. I had dropped down and I was playing like Titanium, Clarity, that last night bootleg. Dropped down, did some hip hop. I have a transition. It's my favorite transition. I have maybe 3 that I like, and this is just my
Right.
favorite is DMX Party Up by DJ Core. It's just it doesn't lose the energy and it drops it to 100. I only play the hook out of it, and then I play like Bring 'Em Out. From there, I hit like Hey Ladies, Crazy in Love, Lotto, Big Energy, Levitating, and out of Levitating is where I did my '80s. I did, Come On Eileen, Like a Prayer, Wannabe, Holla Back Girl, like kind of sandwiched it in where you kept everybody involved. So I was able to get into it and then go back up to house. And by getting out of the '80s into back into house was Murder on the Dance Floor, just straight disco, and man, it killed. So
Right.
good. So
Right.
I was back where I wanted to be, made that lady happy, and I never lost the floor once. So
And that's what I mean, like, that was your tool to get back. That song was your tool to go from old to new.
and what I'm gonna say is I saw post on Facebook and it was talking about quick mixing. I mean, I think I could go on Facebook and every day I'm gonna see some posts about quick mixing. Whether you like it or you hate it, I don't really care. That doesn't matter to me one bit. I will tell you, I was quick mixing. I was letting songs breathe when they needed to, but I'm definitely playing faster because I'm holding that dance floor with so many different age ranges and trying to keep that energy going.
Mhm.
I'll extend it by playing more like-minded songs than necessarily just outplaying one song.
I think the quick mixing, complaint always comes from A, DJs that can't do it, or B, guests that heard a DJ doing quick mixing badly. So,
Yeah,
that's my complete opinion right there.
100%. It's DJs that don't know how to do it. Mix out learn where to mix out.
Or know the music, which is our entire job. Just
Yeah,
literally know the songs and parts you're supposed to play. That's, like, what we do. That can't be taught. It's important. Like, if you're I could go on and on for that one, but
we could all
yeah.
go on and on. And it's been beaten to the ground. I'm just saying that's at my wedding. I was definitely holding them from quick mixing and keeping the energy hot and keeping a vibe and the sing along parts really so they felt like they got that they were fulfilled from that song and then moving it along. So
Ashley, I always knew too, like, if it's me or if it's I usually typically don't say anything to Ashley, and then if she makes the comment first about the DJ, then I know like, okay, yeah, because she's worked in bars. She's obviously lives around me, but she also doesn't like overly indulge in what we do. Like she doesn't like, so she only comments when she notices something.
To that point is as DJs, we're quick to just, what was that meme with the guy? It was so good. It went around every single socials, but the guy was standing next to the DJ booth. He was like, "Why is he playing this? I would have played this. Oh, I would have done that. Oh, I got to write that down. Should I go talk to the manager and kick him off?" Like it's like what's going on in all of our heads, right?
Right.
So that being said, the guests leaving it up to your girl or your wife is smart because no one else is thinking that. Everyone else is like, "Oh my god, I'm having such a good time," right?
For sure.
Until it's bad is when somebody might say something. It's got to be really bad. So,
And again, everybody was having fun. I just think it could have taken the party from like being a good party to like, this is great.
and every couple's different.
Every
So,
couple is different.
yeah,
Every couple's different.
you need your
Uh,
couple on the dance floor to keep that party. So
a lot
sometimes
of
they're
times,
shy and they want
yep,
to go walk around. It's unfortunately what's going to happen. It could have nothing to do with the DJ. It's just the bar's outside, the couple's outside.
for sure. Overall, it's been a whirlwind of week, and I had a good time with you guys in town, and yeah, I don't know. I've just been feeling a little whipped on everything, so I feel like it was needed, like a needed break from stuff.
Sweet. Well, I don't
That's
know how
it,
to
I
end this,
think.
but if you guys haven't gone back and like I said, we were on that Crate Hackers hackathon last night. Go listen to it. Get
Yeah, if
some
you like
more
the music
songs.
talk, we have other episodes too where we've talked music. And the hackathon, which is free, you don't have to be a member. That's pretty much all we do. So if you enjoy these and you want to hear more music talk,
You can go on
feel
live
free.
and try not to troll us too bad and throw in your requests.
Yeah, the
And
trolls be trolling. So anyway, we're
um,
landing this plane. That's gonna be it. And make sure you check out the hackathon and use the promo code if you haven't checked out DMS yet. Until next week, that's going to be it. See ya.
peace.